Hey, welcome back to Born Again Motoring. Today you join me from my desk. So in my last video, I talked about the sale of my S2000, my beloved S2000. And yesterday I posted a poll showing some of the cars I'm interested in getting next. As you can see, up for consideration is the AP2 S2000, the GR86, the FDRX7, and the ND-MX5. I'm not anticipating to get a flood of votes, of course, but there's already been 3 votes, and it looks like the AP2 is winning. I'm going to leave this up for some time, I don't know, a few weeks, just to kind of see what action I get. And this might influence my decision on whatever car I choose to get next. But let me tell you why I'm considering each of these cars. Most importantly, I think it's important to say that I miss driving manual transmission. There's no doubt about that. I mean, between now the C8 being my main car, and then the new family hauler we have, which is the CX90 hybrid, plug-in hybrid, have yet to make a video on that. I miss driving manual transmission. And since I've started owning my own cars, my first being an FCRX7, all my cars, for the most part, except for the family cars, have been manual. And going this long without driving stick is feels like something's missing. It's just because I enjoy driving so much. But the first car on the list, the AP2 S2000, the reason why I would consider that is because being an S2000 enthusiast after having an AP1, I think it would be awesome to own an AP2, so I can talk about ownership of both platforms from experience, not just kind of high level. I think that goes a long way. There are things that I like about the AP1 over the AP2, but there are things I like about the AP2. I do like the higher red line in the AP1, but I wouldn't mind a little bit more torque down low that the AP2 F22C offers, and then even some reliability things. But if I did get one, I think I would actually get one in this beautiful Laguna Blue Pearl. The picture that you see there is a shining example that I pulled off of Bring a Trailer. But I would like to go for something like that if I did get an AP2. Right now, this has the most votes, and by most I mean 2. So this is very probable. That's my reasons really for wanting an AP2, is that spirit of that S2000. I still here, and I enjoy the car and the platform, and it has such a great community. Next would have to be the GR86. Reason for that is, as far as newer cars goes, there's not much else like it on the road. I mean, it has a good trunk size, but it's manual transmission, rear wheel drive, and then the influence that it has, of course. I grew up really heavily into Initial D, and Initial D has played a pivotal role in my car journey, and I've always loved the 8.6. And in fact, I owned the first year. I had a FRS, a Scion FRS, which was the 8.6, and then in 2015, when I had my STI, I bought a BRZ. And even in their initial state, in their underpowered platform, they were still wonderful cars. So they're always near and dear to my heart. And I wouldn't mind owning the new platform and getting to experience that. It's one of the closest things to the S2000 that you can buy. And also the fact that it would be newer. I would pretty much keep it OEM plus, so having a warranty and not having to worry about it would be a benefit. And I know that with the newer models, they fixed the RTV issue, so I'm not too concerned about that. And I would go for it in this white, just because of, again, the Initial D heritage that runs through me. It's the way to get it. So yeah, that's my reason for the GR86. I think it's got a fun community, and and rightfully so. I mean, this type of car will bring a smile on your face every time you drive it. Up is the FD RX-7. Now, obviously, this picture, it's a Spirit R, so I'm probably not going to end up with one of those. But it's one of my all-time favorite cars for many reasons. And I'm no stranger to rotary engines. I know people will say, oh, unreliability, aren't you worried, this and that. And my first car was an FC, and then my second car was an RX-8, believe it or not. So I'm very comfortable with rotaries, and when I first got into cars, that was my, it's kind of like my forte. It was what I based my car culture off of, was rotary engine cars. Since grew, of course, but it would be an honor to own one of these, fully knowing I would be working on it more so than anything else on this list. But this car has achieved a legendary status for a reason, and there's nothing else like them, nor will there ever be. Mazda has announced a new, RX-7/RX-9 or whatever they're going to call it, and those rotary engines are kind of hybridized or electric, and there's never going to be anything like this between the chassis and the engine and the driving experience. So it would be cool to own one. The downsides would really be, I can't really be too picky about color. It's an older car, so there's going to be sorts of gremlins and things I would have to work through, even if I buy, one that's more premium. And that's also, the piece here is it's going to be a more expensive platform that's going to require a lot more work. But I've always considered it and always wanted to own one because it is one of my all-time favorite cars, and it is one of the legendary JDM cars. So definitely on the list. And lastly on this list would be the ND3 MX-5. I owned an ND2 and I loved it before it got absolutely destroyed here on the Dallas freeway. Not by my fault. Proved it was a very safe vehicle for as small as it is and how much it weighed, since I was the one that got hit. But wonderful platform, one of the best driver's cars out there, notorious for it, and it holds its reputation well. With the improvements to the ND3, I'm sure I would like it even more. And just like the benefits of the GR86, it's a newer car, has warranty, and it would just be a joy to drive every day. Downsides to it really are, I don't like how soft the stock suspension is, and I don't really like the stock exhaust on it, but those things can be fixed. I'm just saying, out the factory, especially if I plan on keeping it OEM plus, the less I have to do, the better. But yeah, it would definitely be up for consideration. Maybe I'll consider other cars. I want to see how this Volt goes. And maybe I kind of do a bracket system and see what else I can put the winner against. But this is really what I'm considering. I'm also considering a different daily driver, like the Honda Civic Hybrid. That would be separate to this. But let me know what you think. I'm going to keep the vote open. So if you watch this, go ahead and vote, I guess, as to what you think, and leave a comment even. And I would consider that as well, because that's going to be, I would say, helpful in my decision-making process as I go about this. But that's all I have for you all today. Thank you, and God bless you and your families.